Hey, what's up guys? Towels here with another Project Diablo 2 Season 8 loot video. Hope you all had a good 2023. Inventory's full, so time to do some speed crafting, slamming, puzzling, bricking, and all that fun stuff for some GG items, some low-level dueling items, and a lot more. If you're new to the channel or to Project Diablo 2, I'm Towels, and I've been posting videos all season about gameplay, builds, loot, new Ubers, etc. for Project Diablo 2, which is a modded version of Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction. It's the first mod I've ever played, and all I can say is GG. If you want to experience what Diablo 2 LOD could have been like with additional expansions and development never stopped, you should give it a shot. If you're tired of stacks of burrs and mindless bail runs, then come on over. The min-maxing actually matters here. Also, the community will be very welcoming and generous at this point of the season. So, if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to like and subscribe to help out the channel. I'm also considering making more highlight videos and how-tos for things related to the game. So let me know in the comments below if you'd like that or what else you would like to see more of. Alright, so some of the highlights for today's video. We've got some unit Annies and Tainted Worldstone starts, so we'll be IDing and slamming those. A unit Facet as well from a Jewels map, 5 Life Leech Bulk Kathos Wedding Band Ring, and a Highlord's Wrath Amulet. Got another Earth Shifter for you, 20 PDR Vamp Gaze, which I have to remember to upgrade, some Verdungos and Steel Shade and other nice items with potential here. We've got the usual crafting pages, so we'll be doing hit power, blood, and safety for bows. And then I've also got a page of LLD items, a good number of reasonable LLD items that I'll talk through in a little bit more detail and go over what I'm looking for on those. So as usual, timestamps down below in the description, but we'll get right into it. And as usual, we've got our crafting graveyard down below. Two somewhat interesting, but also definitely not going to be GG items for us to consider in the next section. Alright, so getting to the slams. So we've got our Worldstone shards here. I've got the 2 items that we crafted just now, and then some other items down below that we'll get into and discuss. Okay, so we'll start off with this Cyclopean Roar. It is only +2 war cries, but it has the chance to cast on striking. So if you look at the level 6 battle cry, this item comes in 2 different flavors for on striking or for on casting. So on casting is really only going to apply to war cry barb if you are building a singer barb, as they're also known. The on striking can apply for your A5 Act 5 Barbarian Mercenary or as a, say, Leap or Whirlwind Barbarian. So good item, potential for 3 sockets on this, and that's really what we want to see. We got 1 all skills. Okay. It's not a brick. It's an interesting one. Alright, and we got enhanced defense, brick on this one. Trang Ol's scales. Still a useful endgame item for a lot of Necro Summoner builds. +1 or 3 open sockets would be great here. Brick for 1 socket, that's cool. Marrow Walks, just a CBF item. I do need one with 13 plus strength, because the one that I've got for my mercenary is actually a 10 right now, so this got Goldline, won't be using that. Alright, Eudyssian's Awakening. Honestly, I don't know a good use for this one yet. I know some people have tried out some meme builds with it, but basically this one's F with a decent enough roll that I think I want to see what can come out of it. ARED Undead. Keep getting weapons with that now. Alright, Athena's Wrath. This one's another potential for FPA Maul weapon. So for Fireclaw, it's pretty decent. I don't know 100% on whether or not Eth is viable for that, but we'll give it a try. Life per kill, nothing. Steel Pillar, great whirlwind weapon. Typically you want it to be Eth, but 1 socket is a brick anyway. Purgatory, another item you really want to be Eth, then it can be super GG, but we'll just brick it. G-Face, this is a really good budget item, honestly. 3 open socket here is super competitive with any of your other top like throw barbarian helmets out there. So honestly, really great, fairly overlooked. It used to be a really popular choice back in like season 3, season 4, but let's see if we can get 3 sockets here. All right, we are getting a lot of bricks out of the way. Thank goodness we started at the bottom here. So again, this bow's got 5 plus skills, not a lot of IAS. If it had more IAS on it, that would be pretty legit for an elemental Boazon. But it's also got 286 enhanced damage and 26 deadly strike, so it like almost wants to be a fizz bow also. So nothing GG on this, but so it's not worth a puzzle first, so I'm just going to go ahead and slam it now. 2 sockets, yeah, it's not going to be usable. This is an amp proc throwing axe. Again, it's not super GG, but I figure it worth a slam for the vid. Oh, and it got an ED, and it got enhanced damage and ignore target's defense on the slam. That's a great slam, but I just wish it was on a better base item. Serves me right. That's what you get. If you slam items that aren't necessarily worth slamming, this is what you get. And this +1 skills is on a +2 war cries base. So again, just a little more discipline could pay off. But let's see what happens the rest of here. Yep, so we've got some nice items with nice potential, and then we'll get into the better and rarer stuff at the end. So this next set, we'll start off with a Windhammer, 279 ED. This is looking for 6 sockets in order to be a 3 frame per attack fury weapon. Minus requirements on that, it's going to be no good. Reaper's Toll, kind of a mid-roll on the enhanced damage. This is typically going to be your ethereal version. It's going to be worth a whole lot more, but if this gets some big enhanced damage slam on it, it can be decent. Okay, just crushing blow, so no good on that. Lidless Wall, only worth it to slam it if it's got +2 skills. These both do, and we're looking for 3 skills. Max light res, not going to be super helpful, and then a brick. Okay, Atmos Whale, this one's just looking for +1 slam here. Ooh, it got 6 max life. 6 max life is pretty good slam a lot of the time, so a little bit overlooked would be the 6% increased max life and the 6% PDR slams, which essentially if you still box this for 2, you would be getting a jaw rune, like 1.25 jaw runes of effect using this 6% max life slam, because jaw rune gives 5% max life, and with your end game builds, that's essentially min-maxing an extra like 0.25% or an extra 1% max life. And the same thing is for Burr Rune versus your 6% PDR slam. Okay, so we've got a number of Verdungos here. Looking for IAS on these, I think, would be the best. We also slammed that FCR one recently. Oh my goodness. What was I saying? The max all-res slam is the best on these. That's what you're looking for, and we bricked it into... it's not that good, but it would be kind of usable. So 17 FHR, 25 to strength is a lot. It only got 1 to max all-res, and then it got lightning and fire res. So if this had PDR or a big life roll on it, this could be really cool. Unfortunately, it just missed. Man. Bricked it into a max all-res slam. Alright, so on this one we're going to make up for it and get that 2 max all-res slam right here. No, we got extra FHR. Usable for a merc. Wow, my game just crashed and I almost lost my armor. So I'm going to go ahead and lock my inventory so my equipment cannot be picked up in drops. Holy moly, that scared the crap out of me. Okay, so we've slammed the 3 Verdungos now, and we're on to this rare belt. It's got 24 FHR, a little bit of light res, 10 PDR, and it's also got repairs durability. So just a thought on this, I don't know if it'll actually be worth it for a purgatory build, especially if it costs a vial, but figured it looked kind of cool, so We'll give it a shot. We got IAS. Alright, so we got increased attack speed slam on this FHR and PDR FREP belt. See if anybody wants it. Probably not going to sell it, just give it away. So this Black Hand Key Grave Wand, this is a really good item for your Dark Pact Necros. So Dark Pact is a new skill here in PD2, really strong, super OP build for Necromancer. It does involve a lot of skills because you're casting multiple curses and then using Dark Pact, which consumes those curses and turns them into magic damage. So a lot of magic damage also. So this is one of those P8 pubbed mapping crushers, and also a sick fast mapper as well. So what they're looking for here would be a +1 skill slam and then 2 open socket puzzle box. Nothing else really applies here, so here we go. Oh man, what a strong, huge enhanced damage and attack rating roll. That's so close to perfect. I think it's 120 and 250. Don't quote me on that, I'm not 100% sure, but that is a huge slam on exactly the wrong item. So just how it goes, I guess. Fun game. Alright, we've got a very well rolled Fire Lizard's Talons, probably the best one of these that I've found. Unfortunately, it's not a super useful item, but we'll just go ahead and see what it slams. 1 socket. Alright, so we've got another few rare rings as well. So this one's got FCR, some res, and life after kill. Bricked, same skin brick. Alright, this one's got 13 minimum damage, a big attack rating roll, and a little bit else. Got magic damage reduced. We'll get rid of that. And then this one's probably the best one, FCR strength, a bit of res, bit of MF. Stayed alive. Now it's got magic damage and flat PDR, so neither, also not really great. Let's see. Okay. So we can move on then to the last set, and that'll be our 20 PDR Vamp Gaze. We've got a Steel Shade as well. We've got an Earth Shifter, pretty decent roll on ED, BK Ring, Highlord's Wrath, and the Atmos Scarab. And then we'll finish off with the 3 unit items, but let's get into these slams. So before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my Vampire Gaze. That's going to take rune 18, 20, and then a Perfect Diamond. So you can see in the loot filter it says up, right underneath item level 92, up 18, 20, and P Diamond. So again, that's referencing the rune numbers. So 18, 20 is Kolem, and then the Perfect Diamond by that symbol. Great, so now it's upped to Bone Visage, and we'll go ahead and slam it, looking for 3 sockets. Here we go. Light Res, okay, still very useful for a mercenary. We'll go to the Steel Shade next. Max Cold Resist on a Fire Absorb item. It's an interesting item, not the slam I was necessarily looking for. Max Fire Res or Max Light Res, and also the 5% of that would be good, but something to hold on to, I suppose. Alright, into our Earth Shifter. Fun item here too. Attack rating, damage to undead, okay. We'll do the Atmos. Let's see if we get a +1 again. Really hoping for a CBF one, if possible. Okay there. Highlord's Wrath, same thing, ED or CBF would be great. +1, good too. 10 faster run walk, that's a good one too. Alright, very cool. Okay, and now for our final slam is this 5% BK ring. Let's see if we can replicate the magic again and get this FCR slam. It lived. Cold res. Alright, so now we have a random BK ring. Okay. Not terrible results. We got a lot of those bricks out of the way early, So a lot of our better items, actually all 6 of these survived, and then a good portion of these down here survived too. Except for this one max all-res brick on the Verdungos. This stings. I also had one, as you know, this belt that I'm using right now, it's a really sick rare. This was a brick as well from a string of ears. And so this could have been a 2 max all-res string of ears. Instead, I've got this. I'm still very happy with it, obviously. Just a weird coincidence, I guess. Alright, so in this part, we'll go over this low-level dueling sheet that I've got for items that I've collected along the way as well. A lot of loot filters will highlight these as being either LLD options or corruptible for such. So these are folks that are dueling at sub level 30. So I think they do have, I know they'll run tournaments at level 30, at level 18, and at level 9. In addition to high level duels, which obviously is going to have no level cap. You'll mostly see 99s there. This is not something that I personally partake in. I did watch the showcase stream that Senpai shared this season, and those looked really crazy. They looked so fun. So definitely willing to give it a try at some point, just haven't gotten around to it. What I have done with the LLD community is a fair amount of trading. So they've given me some really helpful tips on things to look out for. I know Kasahi, the loot filter that I'm using, I know he discusses this stuff with him too. So just to make sure that his loot filter stays relevant for the stuff that they're actually looking for. So a good number of items piled up in this last few runs, and so wanted to share just like some things that I keep an eye out for. So one of those items is going to be a peasant crown. So this is definitely something worth slamming a lot of the time. What they're looking for is 2 to all skills, but if you look at the rest of the stats on there, these are all super useful. So faster run walk for your movement, 20 vitality, 20 to energy. Running out of mana is a serious problem in a lot of these fights when they do drag on. And so rep life, or which this has got, or regenerate mana can actually be kind of useful there too. So Peasant Crown, we'll go ahead and slam that one first. If we hit 2 sockets, or if we hit 2 skills on this, I won't puzzle box it myself. I'll give it to someone else to do that. This bricked for max poison res. Alright, let me grab my other shards as well, just in case, so we don't run out. And back to this page. Before I get to the rares, I'll do some of these other uniques. Spirit Shroud is another really great sub-level level 30 item here. If we get plus 2 to skills, this is worth selling as well. Same for this one. 20 faster run walk. So again, is a useful slam. I don't know if there's value in it necessarily. This also has a min roll on their rep life, which is kind of unfortunate. The thing with dueling though is, even though an item is under level 30, what they're looking for is still really good items. So if you see, rares and things that just because it's under level 30 doesn't mean it'll be good. You still want to see, all the right stats on it too. So you want 3 open sockets, you want enhanced damage, you want percentage PDR, you want big life rolls, faster run walk, faster cast rate. Like, you want all the good rolls on them still too. So we'll go over that with the rares. This one is a 90 enhanced damage rattle cage. Unfortunately, hit regenerate mana, so not what you're looking for with that item. We'll do these other 2 as well. 80% enhanced damage. I'm like actually on the fence for even slamming this, but we'll see. Bricked to 2 sockets. Okay. Last rattle cage, 83 ED. Slams fire res. Okay. So, I mean, definitely if these don't hit the right slams, they're just not worth anything. 7 all-res Steel Cat Clash, looking for +1 skills there. 2 sockets, like, very good and useful for leveling, but just not going to have any value. And light res on the other one, okay? Another unique that's pretty commonly sought after are these Blood Fists. So this can be even used at the level 9. Dueling, but you'll see 40 life is huge, 30 FHR, massive, and it's got some increased attack speed, as well as up to 10 maximum damage, which is actually really good. It doesn't sound like a lot, but that's maximum damage added to your weapons damage. So then if you've got any other enhanced damage on your armors. Like for example, if you're using a fort, then that 200% ED applies to the max damage here. So very similar to your max damage charms or max damage on rings, this 10 max damage here can be pretty big as well. So let's go ahead and slam this. And it got 5 all res. Really what you're looking for here would be a big life slam, so up to 40, 10 IAS on it, so a total of 20. This 5 all res is again just another example of a useful slam that I don't think will have any value. So I'll probably end up giving these away to the community to see if anybody wants anything. Here's an example of one that it's a level 29 rare shield. It's got paladin skills, it's got 20 faster cast rate, and it's got 3 sockets on it. I actually just wanted to highlight this as an example of something that's probably not very useful. This is something that I might check on the LLD Discord for, but if you look at this, it's missing essentially, the big block mod. So the chance to block with increased block speed, that's missing on here. There's no life roll. There are 3 sockets, and you could potentially put 3 perfect rubies in that. There's no all res, right? So this is just one of those where it looks like it's got quite a bit going for it, but it might not necessarily, right? So something kind of worth checking with the LLD community for, because I don't know if like Holy Bolt or Hammerden is even used. It also obviously depends on what builds are popular for a particular season. More than likely, though, this would need some kind of PDR, better block chance, life roll, lots of things kind of missing from this. So this is one that I would check with their LLD Discord. They have their own separate Discord as well as a channel on the PD2 Discord related to this. This is a potential low-level dueling glove here too, so 2 bow and crossbow skills. I know there is some. Another good item to highlight would be these Sanders gloves. The same thing with their boots as well. They both have 40 to life on them, and so getting a life slam on this would be pretty sweet. Oh, it bricked with DS. It bricked with 10 Deadly Strike. That's an awesome slam for gloves. Unfortunately, this was on a brick. Boazons. Okay, so this is an interesting rare potentially. It is highlighted by the loot filter, of course, as a potential level 30 glove. I think 10 IAS is the max roll for level 30 on this item, so slamming something good on here could be good value too. Another all-res slam, so 6 all-res on this. Don't even know if that one was worth slamming in the first place. And so to finish off this video, we're going to be identifying these 3 Annihilises, 2 Annihilises and 1 Rainbow Facet. And then with those Anni charms, we will also be slamming them. I'm going to do this in a little bit of a different way. I think this last one I will slam ID, and then these 2 items here, I'll just go ahead and ID. So for the Facet, we've got 5/4 cold facet, +5, -4 cold facet. So close to the 5/5 that we're always looking for. On the Anni, okay, 51 vitality, only 11 res, but 10% experience as well. So with these Annihilist charms, they can be used by every class basically, right? So farmed from Declone, used on every class. Tainted Worldstone Shard farmed from Rathma, so this is going to have 20% chance to brick, and 3 or 4 different mods that it can potentially roll instead. So we'll slam it. It survived. It got 19 all res. Okay, so now it's a 51-19 Anni. Okay. Kind of some similar results as I've been getting on other recent ones. Another way to go about this is also to take your Tainted Worldstone Shard and unidentified Annihilist Charm, go ahead and slam ID it there. So to finish off this video, that's what we'll do. It survived. Oh! Okay. Alright, so a very similar roll to the other one that we've got. As far as the Annihilist charm itself goes, but this one you can see did slam for the +1 all skills. Alright, now looking at the results from this run, we've got our 2 skills Anni, we've got our 5-4 cold facet, this faster run walk Highlords, which I think is actually really interesting, IAS slam on this nice rare belt, max all res on this other rare belt, and then this FHR slammed Verdungos. Everything else, just notable that I guess a lot of survival rate for some of the bigger ticket items we were looking for. All of these survived. If you're interested in any of the items from the end of this video, by all means feel free to reach out. If you are new to PD2 and want to give it a shot, I'm always here to help answer any questions, and the community will even contribute down in the comments below too. So don't hesitate to reach out. Hope I see you all in game. Thanks a lot, and catch you on the next one.